there, Aquarius. This is Miss Joan of Miss Joan's Tarot on the Hill, and I'm here to talk to you about February. We have 4 weeks this month. There will be 4 columns of cards in the overview. We're covering January 29th to February 25th. The first week we'll cover at the end of this video will be January 29th through the 4th. All right, so programming these cards for you. Inviting my better angels, my guides. So I'm going to set these cards aside so that we can go and pre-program this deck for the first week, which we'll go into more in depth at the end of this video. This is the Animal Wise Tarot by Ted Andrews, and I find it really lovely and insightful, and I will share them with you one at a time as we go through. All right. And if you find them fabulous, great. Leave me a comment. Hit the thumbs up and strike the bell. You'll get to hear from me on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis. So now I'm going to set these aside and they'll be ready to go. And I'm going to go ahead and lay these out in the 4 columns as required for our cool reading, where we talk about what the theme of the week is, and then of course the what's blocking us and what our solution is. All right, so let's get these laid out. All the cards are going to face me. It doesn't change the meaning of the card. I just don't read them upside down. Hangman gets me every time. So funny. You'd think I'd learned by now. But here we go. I have where we are, what's blocking us, what our solution is for all 4 weeks. Let's talk about this, all right? So, the first week being January 29th through the 4th, we have the 6 of Cups, which is you wanting to be of service and help, but in a way from your heart, not so much like in an emotional help, right? So you wanting to connect with some people on a heart level and be of service that way because it's just how you're feeling right now, and that's kind of cool. 2 of Cups is here saying that you have a partner in crime, a partner in life, possibly, who is not necessarily on board with all of this. They are like, you've given enough time to this person. It's time for you to pull back, okay? So don't get so involved. They're being advised by a loved one, your partner, to not do that. So they're blocking you from doing this act of love. Interesting. Okay? And we have the Hierophant as your solution. The Hierophant is your solution, talking about how stepping into your faith and knowing that either you will be rewarded faith-wise, if it feels more like an intuition thing, this thing where you want to be of certain, you really want to step in and do this thing. You know you might get burned and you really don't care. So there's this part of you that's like, I have to do this. I have to do this physical bit of service. It is like me going to church. It is like me doing things that are like my faith. In doing this bit, I will be doing something physical that takes care of me and my spiritual self, no matter how it looks to the outside world. So that's interesting. And even though your partner says, I don't think you should do that, maybe you should. I don't know. So that's what I'm getting so far. We'll go more in depth at the end of this reading, but I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next week, January 5th through the 11th. Not January, excuse me, February 5th through the 11th, of course. And we have Justice, Justice is here saying that yes, there's going to be, things are going to swing into balance. This may be the payback for having been so open and free with your love last week, but there's going to be something swings back into balance for you. Something about this is going to be balancing you out, okay? Don't despair. Don't be upset with what you've done. I don't see this as a situation where you need to look back and cringe at what you did, because I think this is just you going, all right, okay, I see, and that's okay. The Knight of Wands is here, blocking you, telling you that no, your big idea, your next big idea, you might have more information about having to fight for your ideas here. You're going to have to fight for your ideas to move forward. That's what's going on. As things are swinging into balance, you're coming up with a grand idea, and they're saying, you don't get to do that. Nope. People don't want you to do whatever you're thinking about, so you'll have to support yourself or explain to other people why what you're going to do or want to do is a great idea. The end result will be that your finances are going to come out square. They're going to come out better than square, and you'll be comfortable financially. So whatever you're fighting about, maybe if you start with how it's going to be a financial benefit, will help people get back on board, and they'll be a little less against what's going on. Okay? Just a thought. Now we have the Two of Pentacles. We're talking about the 12th through the 18th of February. And we have the Two of Pentacles here saying that yes, finances are on board and we want to keep them balanced. We talked about them just a minute ago, about how things were feeling a little flush. No wonder you want to get a little spendy-wendy right now. But we want to be cautious about how we spend and pay attention to what we're spending on. Okay? The King of Cups is here, blocking you, saying this is an emotional-based male person. Might be your personal, your partner in life, standing around going, I don't like the way you want to spend your money on that. I don't like that. So he's going to stop you. He's going to stop in the name of love. Okay, so we got that. He's going to be a person who is very close to you, who's going to make a suggestion that you don't do what you're thinking about doing. Okay? And now we have the Temperance card. The Temperance card is here talking about how the solution to this issue is to enter into the flow. You know, that's the flow, the uncapping of serendipity in your life. You're going to uncap that little bit where you've been blocking serendipity and saying, you know, I'm going to just, you know, let the world take care of me for a minute. That's cool. I'll just let the world know what I want. Which is super good timing, because as you're doing this, the following week, the 19th through the 25th, we step into the Empress. Oh. Now, the Empress is going to absolutely, you can tell the Empress what you want. You can tell the universe what you want, and it will just show up. It will just show up. So stepping into the flow as your solution is getting you ready to step into the Empress. So they are sort of symbiotic, sort of similar. But the Empress is way better than Temperance, but this is you preparing. Maybe you're making a list of what you want and what you need and how you want to get it. Because you want to be specific as you go, as you open up. This is you opening up the possibilities of it coming to you easily without you having to ask for it, all right? And without you, you know, having to ask other people to do stuff. You just sort of, things will show up. You've been very generous in your life, and now presto changeo, things are just going to show up. So the Empress is here. You're going to be telling the universe, okay, I made my list last week. Yeah, this is the 19th through the 25th, remember? So you made your list. You can say, okay, this is what I want, and this is kind of how I want it to be, and this is kind of the color I'd like it, and this is how I want it to work out, okay? So if you just take all that and make it work, that'd be awesome. Thank you. You just let that go and let the universe handle it. The universe will take you and take care of that, and that is super cool. But you can't get crazy about how it comes to you, because you're going to have an unlikely suspect show up at your door going, "Ha! You said you want your windows washed? I got that." And you'll be like, You are not who I expected to show up. This is not at all what I was hoping for, but here you are. And there are my windows. So it's okay for you to be a little surprised by how this comes to you, okay? An unlikely suspect will show up. Don't be alarmed. Don't flash cash, but do, in fact, accept what's happening, and you can't get hung up on it, right? It will block you completely if you tell the universe, that's not what I meant. Stop it. No, stop. It'll stop the flow. All right, so don't stop the flow. Just be open to the possibilities and maintain security, etc., etc. And you should be able to get things done the way you want them to, even if they come in funny packages. All right. The solution is saying right here that very simply gotta let go of how things went in the past. I know. Back in the past, you had the right guy, the right thing, the right way of doing things. Everything was simple. You just called the person, told them what you wanted, and everything went on and on and on and on and on, right? No problems. And now we're in a new world where things don't go quite like that. You have to do something different and deal with what you have in front of you. And if you can allow that and get on that person's schedule, you'll be able to get everything you want. You just have to do it a different way, all right? So allow for things to be different than they were in the past, all right? It's not as simple as it used to be. That sucks. But on the other hand, you're still going to get what you want, all right? Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set these cards aside, and we will talk now more in depth about that first week of February, January 29th through February 4th. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add these cards and we will get going on this. All right. Okay. So here we have it. We were talking about the Six of Cups and how you want to help somebody, even though you've probably been burned before by this person, and it's you. I mean, the only reason I say that is because your partner in crime has said, "Please don't do that. Please don't do that." But you really want to. It's something that's like in your heart. You must do this. Okay. The Four of Swords has shown up. The chickadee seeking the inner truth. The chickadee, this little bird, it's a fun little bird. But the real deal is the Four of Swords is always about the foundation of power, right? We're talking about your foundation of power, and you need to figure out how you can maintain your personal power even as you're helping this person. And remember, we were talking about it being almost a religious experience, a spiritual experience for you to do this. It's a physical expression of your own personal faith in the universe, that you're saying, look, if I just help this person, I'm helping the universe is helping me, everything is working, and we're just doing this thing. And I feel more connected to my higher power, whatever you want to call it. I'm open. You can, in fact, get there from here. So you're looking for your inner truth in this moment, right? You can find inner truth for you. We also have the Knight of Swords here, and it's a hawk. Guardianship in ventures. You are protected. You are protected by serious vision in this moment. So there's nothing about this that isn't going to work for you. You have protection. You're going to find some inner truth in this moment. You might find, okay, I'm helping this person, and this person doesn't do much for me, and is like this, and is an ungrateful person, and da-da-da. But by golly, I'm going to do it anyway. And at the end of it, I'm going to know in my heart exactly what I need to know. So there you go. Your partner in crime, the Two of Cups, is saying, don't do it. I'm blocking you as much as I can. And you're like, hey man, I'm going to do this anyway. I appreciate that you're against it, and I appreciate that you're going to watch me walk through this one more time. I have faith in my own self that I'm not going to go too far or get too into it or not get out of it what I need to get out of it. So this might be that one last try. One last try, okay? The 10 of Swords is here. Peacock, cycle of death and resurrection. So the cycle of death and resurrection. You know that whole, shoot. There's the bird that goes into the fire and comes out again, all new. But only after it's been burned up. And that's kind of what you're into. The phoenix. There we go. The phoenix rises. So that's what that is talking about, is this moment where, yeah, you're going to go into this situation. You're going to do what you got to do, and you're going to feel, you may come out burned. But what's going to happen is you're going to be able to move forward and release that thing and feel clean and clear and awesome. Which, if that isn't a religious experience, I don't know what is. Okay, so awesome. You're doing those things. You are coming out resurrected. I know. I said it. Okay, but let that be what it is. Let's grab that ring. The Queen of Pentacles is here in support of the area where you're blocked, and it's the links. Hidden knowledge and creativity. There's hidden knowledge and creativity. So even as you go through all of these things and you resurrect yourself and you come through this bit of a struggle that you've been warned, don't walk through that one more time, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, it's gonna be fine, and you're gonna do it, you're gonna come out and you're like, oh, it's happened again, and you're resurrected. Very much like the coyote. Isn't that funny? The Wile E. Coyote. Isn't he funny? He gets curse whacked every single time, and yet he still comes out and does it again. Very persistent. He may walk into a thing kind of knowing it's going to happen, but he does it anyway. You know? His instincts tell him to do it anyway. It's almost a religious experience. Of course, there were the ones where the coyote and the wolf and the sheepdog, they punch in and they punch out. At the end of the day, it's like, this is our job, this is what we do. No matter how crazy it gets, we just punch out at the end of the day. It's good. If you can remember it that way, that might be helpful as you walk through whatever this difficulty is, knowing that at the end of the day, you're punching out at the end of the day, and it's going to be okay. So we talked about the Hierophant quite a bit now. This is a faith-based experience where, yeah, you're seeking your inner truth, and you know you're protected, and you're going to walk into it. You're going to help somebody out that doesn't receive well or reciprocate, or it's just going to be somebody who doesn't really respond well. But you're going to do it anyway, and that's okay. I think it's smarter for you to do this thing. I think it's more about you. When you're doing this, you're doing it more for you than you are for them. One of those, it's going to hurt me, more going to hurt you, like your old parents used to say. So pay attention to that and allow that to be what it is, that it brings forth the goodness, right? Because here we have the Ace of Cups, the butterfly. And the butterfly is here to say there's new love, joy, and health. As a result of getting through all of this craziness, you are going to come out of this with the Ace of Cups and new love and new life and new joy. Really a wonderful way to talk about the resurrection here. Your recuperation from having done this thing and knowing, hey man, I got it. I did that thing. I am shedding the final skin, and I am feeling free. And we love that. That freedom feeling, when you take off a big heavy backpack, boom, you're suddenly lighter, big time lighter. And that may be where you're at. You've released something from your past that is no longer necessary for you to move forward. It's almost a religious experience. Good for you. Good job. So, the end result here, this final card here is the Lovers. B, fertility and spiritual choice. Fertility and spiritual choice. Awesome. It speaks very plainly to the fact that you're going to be making some more spiritual choices for yourself, but maybe you'll make different ones because you've maybe spent this particular version of giving from your heart to somebody who's not willing to take it, or not able to receive the way you're willing to give. And that's fine. That's great. You are learning. It's all about you, not about them. And it's about you doing your very best and maybe finding a new way to express that part of yourself so that you too can be a happy person and be a part of the world. And that's good. You're going to find a new way to connect, I think. And that's a very good thing. So, excellent. Good for you. And I look forward to seeing what happens for you next week, the 5th through the 11th of February. Thank you.